Many members of Yorkshire's African and Arab communities say they're angry at government plans to ban a plant they've chewed socially for hundreds of years.
Now, from next Tuesday, the substance known as Qat will become a controlled Class C drug. The government says it's only falling into line with other countries in Europe, which have already put a ban in place. In a moment, we'll hear from a Home Office minister, but first, Shamir Masri has this.
At weekends, members of Sheffield's Yemeni community gather to socialise. For hundreds of years, this has been the cultural practice for many people from Arabic and East African countries. The plant, known as Qat, is used in social circles. When chewed, it gives a similar effect to a mild amphetamine.
The Expert Advisory Council conducted a review on the evidence and found no evidence of medical or social harm resulted from the use of Qat.
I don't think these issues are irreversible.
Qat expert Dr. Axel Klein has studied the plant for over 10 years.
You can't overdose on it. I'm sure you can, but you'd have to eat tons of it. Never heard of. I mean, there are no known mortalities that have been attributed to Qat.
So why is it being banned? The Home Office say banning Qat in the UK will protect the public from risks associated with its misuse. The Advisory Council on the Misuse of Drugs, who published a government report, say Qat has no direct causal link to adverse medical effects. Despite these findings, the Home Office is pressing ahead with the ban on this plant from next week. So from Tuesday, it will be illegal to be in possession of Qat. So how will the ban be policed?
The substance Qat will be a Class C, which will be a lesser level of drug, and it sits in the same category as an anabolic steroid, and the policing of that particular kind of drug obviously is proportionate.
If you're caught chewing Qat and or in possession of a small amount, the police are likely to give a verbal warning. Each time an individual is caught, the severity of their punishment is likely to increase, from a £60 fine to a court referral. And in extreme cases, if individuals are found to be attempting to supply large quantities of the plant, the maximum penalty is up to 14 years in prison. Not everyone is against the ban, but those affected are still discussing how their communities will replace this tradition, and worry the supply of the plant could fall into the hands of criminals. Shamir Masri, BBC Look North, Sheffield.
Well, Karen Bradley is a Home Office minister. I asked her why the government had decided to ban the plant that had been chewed socially here in Yorkshire for decades.
As with all drugs policy, the government looks very carefully at the risks of harm to the users, to the wider community and society. And in the case of Qat, there's strong evidence that the UK was liable to become a hub for international trade in Qat exports by organised crime gangs. And we were very, very keen to make sure that the UK does not find itself in a position where organised crime can use the UK to export Qat into those countries that have already taken the measures to control Qat, including North America and Europe.
But doesn't criminalising it make it worse? Doesn't it just force the problem underground?
What the community groups were telling us, particularly the wives and mothers, was that the use of Qat was actually marginalising their husbands and sons and taking them out of UK society, and they were keen to make sure that we took action to help them.
We've spoken to several experts. There's dividing opinion on this. Many say that there's no adverse medical effects. It's no more dangerous than having a cup of coffee. In fact, according to a report published in 2013 by the Advisory Council on the Misuse of Drugs, Qat has no direct causal link to adverse medical effects.
The underlying ingredient in Qat is a controlled substance, so if somebody was using the underlying ingredient, not within the Qat plant, they would be subject to the controls that we're introducing this week. And I think also, because the users of this product are such a small part of the community, it's difficult to find significant evidence just down to the fact that there are not that many people using it.
How on earth are you going to police it? Isn't most of it chewed at home?
Well, it's not chewed at home, it's chewed in cat houses, and it's isolating individuals who are leaving their homes actually to go and chew the cat elsewhere. But we're taking very much an approach as we do with cannabis, of not criminalising the users but offering education and helping them, and we're making sure that local level policing and local authorities have the tools they need so that they can help to educate the community.